What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Blocknauts server. It is Yum Bunnies, as it always is on this channel, of course. And welcome back. And for those of you who may be new, which somehow, despite me being inactive for 2 months, I've gained a couple subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, well then welcome. And so again, sorry for the absence. Like I said, it's a work thing. I'm working really long hours these days. It is what it is. But that being said, I have really been far more inactive than I would like to be. And so I want to fix that. I want to start a project today that can hopefully be something that I can come home after work and maybe chip away at it a little bit, do a little bit here and there, record a little bit, so I can keep this going, because I really, it's really something that I enjoy doing, and I like getting it out there, and something that I want to keep up. So hopefully I'll be doing a better job of that. So we can head over here, over to the main town, and talk about what we're going to do a little bit. And actually, I want to talk real quick about this city that I've been building so far, and what my thought process was going through the whole thing, and where I want to go with it. And so obviously the main purpose was to build a city, and I chose this kind of medieval or steampunk or whatever style to do it in, just because I had never really built anything in this style, and honestly it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm going to keep doing that until I feel that this is complete, which will probably be never. I don't know that I'll ever really feel like this is done. And you can see, like, this is one of the first houses I built, and it's pretty, honestly, pretty crummy. But that's one thing I like doing. I like leaving all my builds in. If I keep going back and fixing everything, I'll just never get done. And that way you can sort of see, it blends into the theme well enough that it's not horrible. And I think it shows a good progression, how I've improved the style, what some new techniques I may have picked up or whatnot. So I think that's a cool thing too. So the main thing that I was going for with this town was I wanted scale. I want this thing to be huge. And right now I've got this residential corner of it kind of done. This is one of the more recent ones I did. Not really sure. I don't love it. I might switch out this material here. I just wanted to try out the new blocks. Again, it's a tiny little spot, so I made a tiny little house. Obviously, what do you know? Inside, not done. So we're gonna head over here. So this was kind of one part of it. These little houses, some of them bigger. Then obviously the factory here, which is done to a certain extent, in that the exterior is done. And here we get scale on a different size, right? So this is big because there's a lot of things here, and this is big because it's fucking big, Same with the bridge and the chasm over here. These are big because they're big things. And I'm trying to make something impressive in that regard. The other thing so scale was one thing I really wanted to work on, and the other thing I wanted to work on was I wanted to give this immersive feel where it really feels like you're going through something and you're experiencing this, instead of just looking at houses stuck out on their own. I think these windy little roads contrasting with sort of more open spaces, I think gives a good idea of that. You come through, you have a big open space like this, and then where there's long sight lines, you can see over the ocean, or across this little courtyard thing. And then that's very contrasted with once you get in these little streets here where you can't really see around the next house. Obviously there's still work to be done, but that's kind of the premise of it. Play around with sight lines, and just give an immersive feel to it. I think think I've done a decent job of that. I think the bigger it gets, the better that will get as well. But that being said, for a project like this, like I want to do, where I can kind of chip away at it, I do want to do something more along the lines of this scale here, where it's a big project and we can kind of work together, work through it. Hopefully I can work on my recording and it can be less show and tell and more less building as we go through this. And a big project, one big structure does a better job of that than these little houses, because so much of the work going into these is in the detailing, and that's something I really can't do on camera. So I cleared out that old iron farm that was right here. Of course, the new one is up in there. Once I get this area sorted out down here, I'm going to figure out where I took that pipe out, by the way, that was up there. You can see where they were landing. So I took that out. Once this area below here gets set up, I'll put that pipe back in, and there'll be iron golems falling from the sky right now, or in the future. Right now I've got enough iron that it's not really a big deal. So let's go over and sleep, and then we can get started on this. One thing that I would like to improve on here is all of these roads are on the same level. They're all very flat, which I think works out okay in situations where they're windy, and like over here where they're alleyways, because you really can't see far enough for that to make a difference. But I noticed, once you get with this big building here and stuff, now you've got a long stretch of road at the same level, and that's just a little boring. So we're gonna mess around with the elevation. This building, oh wait, that's not my house. This next building that I make is definitely gonna not be on this same street level, if you will, because it's gonna kind of go, well, like that area I cleared out. Now, if you've got two big buildings there and they're all on the same level, it's just going to be flat and, frankly, quite boring. So we could either go drop it down, or we could raise it up. And I think I'm going to raise it up just because that way I can accentuate this little cliff side here, and I'll do some part of it can be some terraforming or putting in retaining walls or whatever. So that'll be part of it. For right now, I just want to get started on the build. And for today, I'm gonna show you some blueprints here real quick, quote unquote, that I drew up by hand. Obviously, these are gonna be going up on the screen right now. And obviously, I'm not the best artist here. These are just very rough sketches. So I want this big building here. We got the clock tower in the middle. I think that's something that can fit into the steampunk theme as well. And then you can see when you're looking at this building from the front, it all centers around this courtyard here, in between the two wings, I guess we can call them. So that'll be sort of a main feature, and then a big door into the clock tower area. Now in the back, I decided to go with a rounded area and then a dome. Obviously I like doing domes. If you look at my builds, I kind of try to put those in. I just think when you can pull off something rounded in Minecraft, it looks cool, and it looks very different from all the square blocky things that are so easy to build. So that being said, with this dome, I was trying to think of, can we make this more than decorative? So I think we're going to be making it like a observatory, like a big telescope type thing. So from henceforth, we'll be calling this build the observatory. And now I did put in a creative world. I kind of mocked up the dimensions I want with the blocks and whatnot. So we're just going to start laying that out. And the way we're going to do that is all I'm gonna be laying out is it's gonna be the inside floor. So what I'll be laying out will be the areas that you will eventually be able to walk when the building is built, and and then the walls will obviously go around it because that's what walls do. So here we go. We're gonna start laying this out. I'm gonna do it in this orange mostly, just because the materials will change. But this is just gonna be to help set it up. So let's get this going. This wall here needs to be 19 blocks long. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you know what? I'm going to shut up and probably play some music over this. I want to lay this out on camera, but I can't talk and count at the same time, and you guys don't want to hear me talk. So, yeah, we'll get this going, and I'll check back in with you in a minute. Okay, so that's basically the blueprint, quote unquote, laid out here. Oops. I'm gonna have to hop back into my creative world at some point and double check some of this because, like I say, this is gonna be the outline of the actual floor surface inside the building. So the walls are gonna be built up around these, so like the wall will be there and this will still be the floor inside. So I'm not 100% sure on how all of these sections fit together like this. I don't know. I think this goes across right here. So for now, we'll go ahead and put it like that, but I'm not sure exactly how many blocks this sticks out. Because then when you think about it, oops. So that means the wall is going to go about like this on the outside of this floor, like so, kind of, I guess. Anyway, so that's gonna be it for today. Let's pop up a little higher and see if we can't take a look down at this. But that's gonna be all the recording or all the building we're gonna be doing today. Let me know, as always, leave comments. I really appreciate that. And let me know what you guys think about this. Like hopefully just being able to get back involved, on YouTube. Which way am I going here? And doing some more videos and having a project to work on. Like one thing is over here. This kind of gets really close to the edge of the river, but like I said, we're gonna terraform this. I was looking at this thing. It's not really doing much for me. I don't know what a use for that would be. I mean, I could put like a house or something over there. I'm gonna want to get some bridges going for sure. But still, this particular, if we need to extend the shore out on this side and cut the river through that way, I have zero problem doing that. This whole build is not really taking great use of the natural generated terrain. I flattened this whole thing out. Instead of finding some sort of ravine, I just dug one. So it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so hopefully, hopefully in the next week or so, I can, hop on. Maybe we'll do some, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have a preference, either terraforming up around, now that we know kind of where this building's going to go, or just hopping right in and starting work on the building itself. I think either one will work. I mean, I think on the one hand, how can you build something when you don't know what it's even going to look like on the land? But on the other hand, since I'm building the land, maybe I want to get the structure done first, and then I can build the land to look good with that given structure. So I don't know. I mean, let me know what you think. Like, this is the starting point. This is what we're starting with. And so going forwards, going to, chip away piece by piece, and I'll leave that up to you guys if you guys have any ideas on what piece to do next, so to speak. And on that note, thanks as always for watching, and until next time, peace. Actually, no, wait. We're gonna finish this episode off in style. Let's see. The drop is open. All right. Let's see. How do I do this? Okay. And so, as always, folks, peace. Woo! And we're bouncing. Yay. All right. Young Bunny's out.